All right, so for the last year, my computer has been freezing quite a lot. How much has it been freezing, you might ask? Well, let's look at the event viewer. So you go here, you open event viewer, search for it, you click on this. Although the funny thing is, I've had so few errors that the double click doesn't work anymore because there hasn't been anything in 7 days. Exactly 7 days, a little over 7 days. So you go, you right click, view all instances of this event. My last freeze was on 9/27 at 10:53 p.m. It is now a week later plus an hour, okay? So that's interesting because it was freezing basically every day, sometimes 3 times a day, okay? Once a day, 3 times here, once here, and then once here. And if you scroll down, if you scroll down, the best I had was from 525 to 529, and you check here, it was 4 days. That was the best streak I've had of it not freezing. And it has not frozen in exactly a week and a little more than an hour. What did I do? So I have a Dell XPS 840, right? Let's look over here. And I noticed, I searched for this a year ago, and we'll get back to this. But basically, this is the original post I found, and everybody was having these issues. Most of the people resolve their issues by fiddling with NVIDIA settings on max power performance and blah, blah, blah. I have AMD. Just like the guy we saw here, I have AMD. The same thing he has. The AP is tired. This is not me. But this, I have the same XPS 8940, and AMD Radeon RX56. He says he's had it since July 2021. I've had it probably since April or May. And he said May of 2023. I had a problem maybe in September. So this is, again, as you saw, this was freezing all the time. It was so obnoxious, like in the middle, it just frozen. That's it. Now, the only pattern that I saw was I would not turn the computer off, and it would be very rare, not impossible, but very rare for the computer to freeze overnight when I was not using it. Okay, very rare. It happened, but it was very rare. However, within half an hour of me starting to use it in the morning, it would be freezing, not all the time, but it would be freezing very, very much so. So again, very few in the 8 hours or so that I'm not using it, and a lot in the first hour that I am. That's the only real pattern I could discern, right? And again, it wasn't 100% either way. Lots of false positives and false negatives. And a lot of people did it pinned it on the BIOS update. Now, I reinstalled the BIOS, which is not easy to do. That didn't work. I have AMD, so I downgraded. That didn't work. I did the current AMD thing, whatever the latest was. That didn't work. I uninstalled AMD and put it on the Dell Support Assist schedule. They have their own version that's supposedly stable. That didn't work. A bunch of other things nothing worked until, and again, I'll put a timestamp here if you don't want to listen to the babbling all day long. I might even put it in the title. But this guy, I've checked back on this thread in the last week, on 9/27 actually, and this is what saved my ass. So this guy did everything. He even had hardware shipped out to him. What a waste of time. And this is it, hiding here in the 4th paragraph. The only thing that stopped the freezing behavior was turning off the power saving setting in the pre-installed Intel Optane application. I do not have the Optane hardware. I first turned the setting off before sending the computer to the repair center, blah, blah, blah. Now let's find out where that is. So it's on your computer somewhere. You can find it by either typing it in here and saying, Optane. You can find it here, or you can go to apps and search for Optane there. But let's just type in Optane here, okay? Yes, we need that. It's loading. Now, most likely, if you're having this issue, you go to performance, and this will be set to enabled. You want to set it to disabled, and you're done. Now, I don't have Optane here. It says it doesn't work on yours. I don't know why it's installed. I don't know, but this works. After just switching this from enabled to disabled, it works. okay? No freezes in the last week. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this does. It doesn't even seem to be on my computer in terms of what it's supposed to be for, whatever that is, okay? But it works. And I have a laptop from Dell. It's a Vostro something. Now, I don't use it enough to know how often it freezes because, you know, it's a backup travel thing, and I don't use it for backup much or travel. I update it every month just so it's current and everything. So I don't know if that freezes a lot because I don't use it enough. I checked whether this Optane thing is installed. It is installed. However, it's set to disabled by default, and it's grayed out, so you can't enable it. It looks very much like this setting here in email notification. It's disabled, but it's also gray as opposed to black, and you can't switch it out. That's how it looks like on my laptop. It's disabled, and you can't, and the disabled is disabled. It's grayed out, you can't do anything with it. So this is amazing. You know, this actually works. So I probably will put this in the title. I don't know if people want to hear me yammering on for 10 minutes to solve a simple problem. But this is basically it. All you have to do is switch it to disabled. And, you know, once I hit day 3, day 4, I was like, this is probably working because I only had a few of those 3-day no freezes. But this is now a week, right? This is unprecedented. And that's basically it. I'll link in below in the timestamp somewhere or whatever. I'll link to the actual thing here. You have to scroll down because Dell's website sucks as with that. And okay, another thing. So Dell is worth like what, $50 billion? Okay, Intel is still worth tens of billions of dollars. Nvidia, which I don't have, but they're worth $3 trillion, 3,000 billion. 3 million, okay? There's some other, AMD is in the hundreds of billions as well. You know, video card companies are doing well, GPUs, right? So it's like all these 4 companies are worth, well, because of NVIDIA, they're worth over $3 trillion, okay? And none of these companies, all of which are responsible in one way or the other, right? NVIDIA has trillions of dollars to figure out, hey, there's a conflict between this and that. They didn't do that. It was people in the forum who said, oh, in the NVIDIA control panel, you have to switch this off, and it worked for them. Okay? I don't know if the Optane thing works for them or not. I don't know. AMD could have done something. Dell should have done something because they're the ones who put it all together. Intel could have done something. But it's some random guy in the random Dell forum for free telling you that this works, and now me on YouTube telling you this works. You know, I should be sent a very large check from any of these companies. APS Tire should be sent a check. And that's basically all I have to say about this. I'm demanding a check for at least $100. You know, please send me $100 worth of checks. NVIDIA, again, if this helps NVIDIA solve this problem and they could roll it into whatever, they should send me a check, even though I don't have NVIDIA. AMD should send, everybody should send me a check. I need a few $100, okay? That's it. So anyways, I think that's it for now, and hopefully this resolves this problem for everyone.